Hello, and welcome back to my allotment. And the clips you were watching just a second ago are the next part of my shed project. Ongoing improvements, I like to think. I'm building a small lean-to between the two sheds. I've got some perspex, large perspex sheets from the garden centre, what the roof of the garden centre used to be made of. I'm putting up a frame. The problem on my plot, uniquely as opposed to the others, because I'm on the corner, the westerly winds hit my plot first, so I get some really vicious winds across here in the winter. So when I put those perspex sheets up, they have got to be fixed well, because if not, they're going to fly away, and they would be quite dangerous if they let rip. So I've got a bit of work to do yet, and unfortunately my drill, the rechargeable batteries are both dead, so it'll have to wait for another day, but that's not a problem. I've painted the bits I can and it's all ready to go, and I'll come back maybe after the weekend. So yeah, that's another improvement to my plot, and I enjoy all that construction stuff. You've just got to be careful, as I said when I was putting this shed up, that you don't lose focus of what it's all about, and it's all about the vegetables. So I enjoy all this DIY stuff. I'm not a DIYer. Cheryl would never let me loose with a drill in the house, but up the allotment you can't come to much harm, so I'm happy to have a go. So maybe the next video you'll see this completed with the roof on. And then, you know, whatever the weather throws at me, I'm sheltered and warm. So that's what's going on there. And there's a few other bits and pieces. I've done small clips through the week, and you know, I made the decision that because of the sheer volume of rain we've had, every path I walked up and down on my plot just turned to mud. And I was sludging about, and I thought, this is only the beginning of October, and already, you know, I'm knee deep in mud. So I've made the main path and the two areas, one up here by the sheds and the one down by the compost heaps, they're now all chippings. And I put cardboard down first, so that took quite a long time. Luckily Daniel helped me, and that's all done now. And then at the very end, something I'm rather pleased with, each month I took a panning shot from the same spot down the side of the allotment, of the whole allotment. And I did it each month, and I swept one way and the next month I swept the other. The more observant amongst you will notice, I think it's May, I cocked that up and I started from the same spot, but that's neither here nor there. So that's quite an interesting thing to see the changing or the evolution of the allotment over the months, and it's sort of regressed back now to October when it's all starting to look a little bit bare again. So I hope you enjoy that bit particularly, as I hope you enjoy the whole thing. So let's go and have a look what I've been up to this week. Well, for better or worse, we've done it now, and although it is still a little soft underfoot because of course the water hasn't gone anywhere, I can now move about without making a mess. And I've decided I'm going to do that central pathway that Daniel's walking up now. I've done the top area, and so I think that will do it. And the rest I shall leave for grass at the moment. I told you it didn't stop raining. Well, it may be pouring hard outside, but the kettle's boiling, so I can tolerate anything. Brew time! Well, when I put up this shed and I installed this stove, this is what I envisaged. It is a miserable afternoon. I finished work because I can't work in this weather. Cheryl's at work, so we can't do anything. So, although the rain is hammering outside, I'm inside with a cup of tea. The stove is lit. I've got a couple of gardening magazines keeping me very happy, and all is right with the world. But I have got to go back out and carry on laying the chippings. So I've got that central path done. So I shall leave the stove on tick over, boiling water for the next brew, and I'm going to put my coat on and get back out there. But when this shed is so warm, that's difficult. After yesterday's miserable weather, today's a lovely day. I've got an afternoon up here, finished work, and a minute ago Barry and I finally weighed our Atlantic giant pumpkins. So when I finish waffling, I'll put the clip in and we'll go and have a look at who won. But you may hear that, that's the kettle boiling. So I'm going to make a cup of tea and you have a look at the two Atlantic giants side by side. Gordon Bennett!
Here's the dog coming.
Oh, now are we?
I'm too far this way.
Okay. Oh. Yeah.
He won!
Are we sure that I'm not further out? Do you want to put the tape measure on it? We want it to be absolutely certain.
Well, the same will happen. Oh, that's a good idea. It might be the...
I might be out of an uphill advantage. What can you measure?
That one to mine is 1 foot 1.
1 foot 1.
So 1 foot 1 is there. You're too far down.
Oh, see?
Careful, it doesn't form.
Yeah. Am I there?
Go a little bit more. Hang on, no, you've
Ooh.
gone too far. You've gone too... No, you haven't.
I've gone too far. It's not the first time I've been told that.
You are. You've gone about a quarter of an inch too far. That'll do it. There you go. You're still winner.
Barry,
It's been a pleasure.
it's been the pleasure was all yours. Yeah. Right.
Bugger.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Okay, yeah. Thank you very much.
Let's swap them over and...
Oh, okay, yeah.
Margaret.
forgot to mention, when you see the clips, it's panning to and fro of the allotment throughout the year. Another interesting thing, certainly interesting for me, is that I've managed, more by luck than judgment, to capture most of my family. So back in the beginning of the year, I think it's April, my eldest son was here with his partner Nikki and their baby Lexi, and they came up the site and we had a barbecue and so on. Then later on my parents were up here and came and visited the allotment, and at the moment we got Daniel, my youngest, staying with us, and you've seen him on various videos. He helped me put up the shed, he helped me put all the chippings down this week, so he's been quite helpful. So, and of course Cheryl was up here in the summer picking the fruit, so yeah, it's nice. Oh, and of course, you know, Charlotte, my daughter, and her boyfriend Carl, they came up and had a wander around. So all my family have visited the allotment at some point this year, which is nice. They don't all share my enthusiasm. In fact, none of them share my enthusiasm, but they do enjoy coming up here. So not only do you see the allotment through the year, but my immediate family as well. March. April. May. June. July. August. September. October. Well, that's it for another week. A fairly short one. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you find them interesting. You know, making videos of allotments is not the most exciting subject. I watch lots of it, hours and hours of it. And I have to say, the ones I watch, generally, I'm sure you'd agree, it's more the people that are interesting than their allotment. There's so many different presentation styles. There are knowledgeable people, there are people who haven't got a clue, and that in itself is entertaining because most of them are very self-deprecating, and that's lovely. But it does worry me slightly because I do have a rather deadpan approach, but I am what I am, and I appreciate anybody that watches them. So thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate all those that have, and if you haven't, please do so, and please hit the like button. And if you subscribe and you hit the like button, and even if you don't, have a good week, and I shall see you next week. Bye for now.